Welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner, classic less known classic. This episode number 2850, 58, and Doubleshot 2752. Okay? Excuse me. So, this one discussing, Green Lantern, Volume 3, issues 32 to 45 and 47. I'm also discussing the DC Trinity Crossover, which also involves, which basically is the 2-issue miniseries, DC Trinity, which is book one, along with, I think it's like Legion, I think it's like 57, 58, and Dark Stars 11 and 12. So first we start with a four-parter known as The Third Law. Well, it takes up roughly about 5 issues, this one. It actually wraps up with issue, I think, like 36, I think it does. Excuse me, I think it wraps up with like 35, I think it is. Yeah, it wraps up with 35. It is kind of, in a way, Gerald Jones basically addressing the whole thing with New Gods. Which I think their comic got canceled just prior to this one. Not New Gods, New Guardians. Yeah, I think the book had just ended. And this book here is kind of, in a way, I actually think it ended just a couple years prior to this. It's almost like the best way to describe this storyline here is basically wrapping up a loose end from the series. As it relates to New Guardian characters. Yes, for some reason, like, it seems as though once the book wrapped up, nothing was done with them for quite a while. And aside from appearing also in a couple issues of Green Lantern Corps, actually, I'm like limb. Yeah, this is the first real follow-up they've actually had with these people. Yeah. Also, Floro, aka the Flying Man, he goes freaking nuts here. And there's also with Mosaic in here, which I think that had just got canceled around this period of time. Basically, they addressed like a lot of stuff here. And of course, I mentioned Crota, who's also Entropy in the storyline. Yeah, and shows the fact off that the Guardians, like, this shows the first signs of how much complete dicks they are. The fact they think they're above everything. Yeah, and of course, then they proceed to leave, and Hal is like, you haven't answered my questions. And they don't freaking give a damn. Because basically the Guardians think of course they think they're above everything because they're the Guardian of the Universe and they've been around for a long time. They think they know better. It's a very interesting story, of course, of finding Entropy, who just happened to be Krola, and this would be something to put on hold, but I do find it interesting, though, that it took DC Comics, it took them about, because this came out roughly in, like, 92, so it took them 3 years after the series got canceled to finally do something with this group. Yeah, also Ferris Aircraft, the company that Kara Ferris owned, it was destroyed in the first scene of Green Lantern. Yes, I do find this story quite interesting, and then like right after this story, it becomes. Oh, then we have a Christmas issue, like right after this, where it's like, also features Dr. Light as well. And of course, deals with stuff related to the Superman here. Also, Joe Fleece joins the co-writing news of this book. My guess is because Joe Jones was also doing Mosaic, and because I think he was just continuing some plot to Mosaic. Yeah, he wrote this one issue, mostly, but he was just a writer for Mosaic. And after this one issue here, then would begin a weird period where let's just have Guy. Oh yeah, and also Carol has the first time she proposes to Hal. So then we have a weird period of time where we have random team ups in Green Lantern. Where in 37 and 38, he in 37 he teams up with Guy Gardner. In 38, 39 teams up with Adam Strange, which it is weird with 38. It's like he is randomly in the Planet Rant. I don't see editors know of how the heck it got here. Like the previous issue doesn't have one where he just kind of like fell through a portal. And apparently, get this, this issue here. Apparently, it's like a plot thread from Flash 91 and Green Lantern 75. I'm like, that's interesting. It's a random team, of course. You have L.E.G.I.O.N captured. Olivia Reynolds comes back in the book too, which is interesting. Yeah, because the return was in issue 29 of this very book. And, like, she's back here for a couple issues, and then she's back here until 47. After that, she's gone. Yeah. Issue 40 deals with the whole Return of the Guardian stuff. Return of Barry Allen returns to be Eber Thawne. 41 to 43 is a three-parter where, get this, Predator, the emotional entity that's basically the essence for the Star Sapphire Corps, just returns the book and has a male form and is attacking people. And then this creature is shot by Deathstroke. Yeah, Deathstroke's appearance in this book is complete random at best. Yeah, let's throw in Deathstroke for a few issues afterwards. And then we lead into a storyline known as DC Trinity, DC Universe Trinity, where it's bookended by the main miniseries. It starts out with this really... We also have sort of a diamond numbering with this book. Yeah, and the story continued in this very book, right after issue 43. It's like right after issue 43, we get caught into this crossover. Yeah, where like some of the stuff that happens is complete random. Like it starts in DC Trinity, DCU Trinity #1, then continues in Part 2, Green Lantern Volume 44. Part 3 is in L.E.G.I.O.N 57. Part 4 is Doubleshot 11. Part 5 is Green Lantern Volume 45. Part 6, L.E.G.I.O.N 58. Part 7, Dark Stars 12. And you have DC Trinity. And the writers the opening issue is Gerald Jones, who does Green Lantern. Michael Jen Freeman, who does Dark Stars and Legion, is done by Mark Waid and Barry Kitson. Art by, in the opening one-shot, by Gene Ha, Travis Carson, and Barry Kitson. Yeah. And this whole thing deals with this Trench of Mortos, which they set this up in Green Lantern, and this storyline builds up basically like this very storyline. And also how this Night has power barrier gets been destroyed. So then the story continues over in Green Lantern 44, where it's like Hal is taking on the Trinity, and then all of a sudden Legion show up at the end of the book. Yes, because all Bob's Lobo. And this story continues in 57, where it's like them working together, and then at the end of this book, the Dark Stars show up. Yes. It's like the first few parts, let's have characters show at the very end of a book. And then here's something really interesting. So, we deal with stuff with this group here, and then at the end of this issue, Dark Souls 11, the Green Lantern Corps show up. I'm like, what? Yeah, then we continue over in Green Lantern 45. Well, we have sort of a three battle between Legion, Dark Stars, and Green Lantern Corps. There's a character named Clay Kendall. He gets killed off in this issue. And this is the character who Lean Wee created. Yeah, because it's revealed, because here's the thing. Basically, this issue here was happening the same time as Superman 80, which was the destruction of Coast City. Yeah, so imagine if you're Hal Jordan, you come home and your hometown has been destroyed. Yeah. And we're not done with the storyline just. You think this is the end? Oh no. There are still three more parts of this, which continues over in Legion 58, which now they're working together to deal with these people here. Also, one of the recruits get killed off in Legion 58. Beltran Dib, who debuted issue 30 of this book. And then basically move over to the penultimate issue of the storyline, Dark Stars 12. Where, in fact, by the finale, they finally deal with these people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the group is basically disbanded. Like, they pretty much killed off the Trunch. Mm-hmm. And also, the character named Lord Dolan. This was his final appearance in the comics. He basically appeared in the storyline here. He was just a rogue controller. It is interesting. And then, right after this, basically, Hal Jordan goes home to find his hometown has been destroyed. And this happens with the very next issue of Green Lantern. Yeah. So, yeah, and then we move on to 47, because I've already discussed 46 because it was collecting a trade. 47 is one last team between Green Arrow and Green Lantern. Really good story here. There was one of the people who villains this book is Christine Ferris, who is Carol's mom. Yeah, and what happened to her father? Carl Ferris. All happened in Green Lantern Corps. Now, apparently Carol one point was married to a guy named Gil Jones. Gil Johns. And we also deal with someone named Flicker. Yeah, he's back in this book here. And this book here, sadly put, also has the final appearance of Olivia Reynolds, because after this, she never appears in comics ever again. Well, doesn't appear in Green Lantern ever again. Does she, appear in other books? Yes. Let's see. Excuse me, after this, she appeared in a couple of Guy Gardner and Just Like America. That was it for her. But for the main Green Lantern book, yeah. She's effectively written out the series at this point. Mm-hmm. My only guess is the reason why Joe Jones decided to do this, where for his last issue, to have Green Lantern and Green Arrow team up, because, well, people love these things, and this was his last issue, and it was really good. Yep. And sadly put this as the end of Joe Jones' run, because right after this, Rod Martin goes the book and does the controversial story Emerald Twilight, which I have reviewed already thanks to the Green Lantern Kyle Rayner trades, which I reviewed 2 of them. I think third one is, I've not found. I think 3 was canceled. I'll review that next time. But yeah, with this, done with Joe Jones' run. And now pretty much I can move on to Kyle Rayner stuff because everything related to Hal Jordan is all done. Completely done. So, in the case issues themselves, I'm going to give Green Lantern, Volume 3 issues, 32 to 45, and 47. I give that a 9 out of 10. The crossover DC Trinity that involves Legion, 58, Dark Stars, 11, 12, and the 2-issue miniseries. I give this whole crossover roughly a 9 out. It's a very interesting idea. But I'm sure when DC did this at the time, they probably were really desperate for boosting sales because apparently I had heard the reason and what's wrong that happened was because this book at this point was not selling very well. Yeah, at some point it was losing sales. Like its sales were terrible, and some people thought, oh, Hal Jordan is boring, so let's turn evil and replace him with Kyle Rayner. Now I have heard people are fans of Kyle Rayner. When I got into comics, he was not the main Green Lantern. It was back to Hal Jordan at that point. It was kind of the same thing with Barry Allen as the Flash. And now currently we have Wally West's Flash because Barry is not the starring character of the book. It's his nephew's turn. Excuse me, yes. But really good stuff here. And, well, it's basically, like I said, on the Kyle Rayner stuff. The other ones I was planning to do Supergirl with this one, but I figured that I have enough here to discuss this for this crossover. That was the main reason why I decided not to do that, okay? But yeah, final thought, Joe Jones run. I thought it was a really good run. I didn't think any of it was terrible. It advanced the story really well. I did think the opening story was a bit slow, but after that, it got really much better afterwards. It's a shocker that not a lot of this, that basically, outside of those 8 issues, the rest of this run, and the only issue collected in trade is 46, because it's part of the Reign of Superman stuff. But aside from that, nothing else from this run is in trade. Well, scratch that. The issue 18 is in trade, yes, but 9 to 17, and I think issues 38, 30, I think 30, 31, and 40 are in trade, thanks to the stuff with the Flash. But the other issues that have nothing to do with crossover with the Flash, breakdowns, and Reign of Superman, the other issues are not in trade. I don't know why they're not in trade, they're just not. Yep. So yeah, that's particularly a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do hit the like button. Next up, I was thinking One Piece, but I know Fairy Tail's up. I'm going to do Fairy Tail Quest next. Okay? Next video. Bye.